all costs. Although he's a man, he's 40, almost. So he doesn't really need our help. A national treasure, his 17th season, boasting 6 All-Star appearances, an MVP, a Gold Glove, flipping the script on that 100-loss season last year to a potential playoff berth with this young squad that's keeping him hip and cool, or at least when he's hanging out with Ellie De La Cruz. Here is the starting lineup brought to you by Bet365 for the Reds. As you can see, Joey Votto there playing first. As we've seen, this young, youthful lineup. It's hard to cheer against a team that boasts Joey Votto, if I'm being honest to you. Time now for the big board presented by Bet365. And to do that with me, my pal Blake Murphy. Blake, the Reds, the first MLB team to have 3 rookies with 10-plus home runs, 10-plus stolen bags. The only stolen bag last night was Whit Merrifield, but you think the Jays should probably proceed with caution.
Absolutely, they should. And they are not a team that is well equipped to deal with the speed of the Reds. When Major League Baseball changed the rules around pitch clock and pitcher disengagements this year, the distance between the bases, that's been a resounding success. Stolen base rate is up, the highest it's been in almost 30 years. Stolen base success rate is the highest it's ever been since we started tracking it back before the First World War. So what these numbers suggest is everyone should be doing what the Reds are trying to do and pushing the level of aggression. This is a Reds team that is on pace to steal over 180 bases. They've already stolen more this year than any team over a full season since 2016. Now, if you look at the Blue Jays, they've allowed a top 10 rate of stolen bases this year. They have some good defensive catchers, but a couple of pitchers who are slower to the plate. The Jays have done a good job limiting stolen bases at third base. They've done a good job limiting runners advancing on wild pitches and pass balls and things like that. But second base has been a problem for them, Danielle.
So the Reds jockeying for position with that NL wildcard. Things getting interesting in the American League wildcard as well. And while I'm not suggesting that this is all going to land on Bo Bichette to change everything for the Blue Jays, that's kind of what's happening with the Mariners, because it feels like Julio Rodriguez is a one-man wrecking crew right now.
He certainly is. And if you compare the Mariners to the Blue Jays over this last little bit, you'll see 2 teams with very good ERAs. The Blue Jays first in ERA during this Mariners run, the Mariners third. The Jays 7th in weighted runs created plus, the Mariners 9th. Okay, so what's the difference? Why have the Mariners gained so much ground? A lot of that comes down to Julio Rodriguez. There you see the batting average over the last 26 games. His OPS is up over 1,000 during that stretch too. More home runs, more stolen bases. No, this isn't all going to come down to the returning Bo Bichette. But your stars need to play like stars if you're going to make the playoffs, first of all, and then also if you're going to make a deep run into the playoffs. It's especially notable the contrast what Julio Rodriguez is doing right now against the Blue Jays because, yes, Bo Bichette has been out, but Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has had his worst 81-game stretch here since back in early in his rookie season. He's in a 25-game stretch here now that's been one of the lowest of his career. It doesn't all fall on Vlad either, but if you're going to hold off the Mariners, if you're going to make noise in the playoffs, Bo and to as much an extent Vlad have to find some Julio in their game.
Julio is that dude. Vlad needs to be that dude for some success for the Blue Jays. Thank you so much, Blake. That was the big board presented by Bet365. Check the app for the latest odds. All right, let's get you caught up on some baseball happening already. The Red Sox and Yankees no longer the cream of the AL East crop in the basement, but the Red Sox have been taking it to the Yankees. They won that first game, and then how about Luis Urias taking Garrett Cole deep for his second grand slam in the last 3 days. 4-0, top 4 man on for Connor Wong, who takes Cole into the seats for a 2-run homer of his own, his first in 57 games. And once again, the Red Sox beaten up on the Pinstripes 8-1. And the Rays and Angels, game 1 of a doubleheader. Bottom 5, Brandon Drury goes deep on Tyler Glasnow for a solo shot. It was 7-5 Angels. It is now 7-6. The Rays trying to stay in it, top of the 7th.